Hello, today is 9/26 of 24 and I am back with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. I woke up this morning and I wasn't quite feeling right. And I know I kind of started feeling it yesterday when I talked about how I felt like I just wasn't quite getting enough salt. And so I kind of wanted to bump up my salt a little bit. And I'm still feeling that today, but like more. So I'm really going to kind of make sure that I'm getting extra salt today, more than my 3,600. And I'm going to get more fat too. I think that's also a little bit of my problem. I've kind of been meeting my goals, but those are kind of goals that I've set for myself where I think, okay, this is where I feel the best. And so maybe that's changed. Maybe I know about twice a month I'll eat more than I usually do, like between 600 and 800 calories, and I get more fat on those days, right? Not usually more sodium just because I eat so much sodium, but I usually get more fat. And so maybe that's kind of sustaining me a little more. And I haven't done that for like a month. So I think maybe that could be part of it where I just kind of need to have a day where I kind of bump that stuff up. So that's kind of my plan for today. I had my coffee and my first electrolyte drink at 8:30 this morning because I really was not quite feeling well. I felt better after drinking those. But I'm still just a little, I mean, I had no fat in that. So I'm still not feeling great. So it's 10:30 and I'm going to go ahead and eat. My plan for my first meal is to just make a simple meatball bake. So I got these meatballs. They're Angus beef meatballs. It says you should bake them for at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. So that's going to be my plan for this recipe. And I'm just going to top them with some spaghetti sauce and then some sliced mozzarella on top. So I have my meatballs in my dish here, and I'm just going to pour my sauce over the top. And I do want to kind of make sure that I'm getting sauce on top of all of the meatballs. It's going to be kind of like what will keep them from drying out, I think. Maybe there's enough like moisture in them that doesn't matter, but that's kind of my plan. And then I actually thought that I wanted to top them just to get a little more salt. I want to top them with a bit of my grated Parmesan before I top them with my mozzarella cheese, which it also has a bit of salt in it too. I should be getting plenty of salt in this meal. All right, so there's that. And then my cheese slices, which I'm just going to kind of lay over the top. Bring this one over a little. There we go. Okay, that should be good, I think. So I'm just waiting for my oven to preheat, and then I will get these in the oven, like I said, for between 25 and 30 minutes. I let them cook for 35 minutes and they still weren't like bubbling around the edges and the cheese wasn't browned. So I bumped it up to 400 and then let it bake for another 5 minutes. And so this is what I have here. So I'm going to eat 2 servings. So that will be 6 meatballs, which will be approximately 3 slices of cheese. And each slice of cheese is 1 ounce of cheese. So that's how I'll be able to kind of record it in my tracking system. I'm just going to let this sit for a minute to kind of come together, and then I'm going to eat. It is 5:30 and I am ready for my second meal of the day. I am going to make a salmon dish that I'm kind of just making up as I go, so we'll see how it turns out. And then I also have some asparagus, about 15 spears of asparagus that I'm cooking on my stovetop with some butter. And then I made sure to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is kind of a lot of salt, but like I said, I need to really bump up my salt today. I want to get to like 4,000. milligrams of sodium. So I want to make sure that I'm getting, plenty of salt there. I will add a little bit to my fish too. So I'm going to be using my air fryer to cook up my fish. I've got about a 4-ounce fillet here that I have patted dry. I have my pan that I'm going to cook in my air fryer, and this time I actually did spray it with some nonstick spray. It's actually olive oil, so I don't have sticking this time. And I'm going to make up kind of um, like a cream crust to put on top. I don't know how else to describe it. But I am going to start with a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to shake a bit of my pink salt and a bit of pepper onto my fillet. And then I want about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. There we go. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of dried parsley. And then I want just a little bit of minced garlic. I don't want it to be overpowering, so I'm just going to add like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of minced garlic. And then I'm going to add some lemon juice. And I think I want to add, I'm going to give these a stir. I'm cooking them in half a tablespoon of butter. I think I want about a teaspoon or 2 of my lemon juice. I don't want too much because I don't want it to thin it out too much, but I want it to definitely have that flavor of lemon. Oh yeah, it's got a lemon flavor. Okay, so actually I'm gonna move this fish to my pan. There we go. And then I will just kind of pour this and spread it around over the top of my fish. Okay, and then I'm gonna bake it in my air fryer at 350 degrees. It's fish, it's not gonna take a lot of time. I'll probably check it at 5 minutes and see what's going on, and then, continue cooking it if I need to, while I'm also stirring my asparagus every once in a while. Okay, so my fish is done, and it does have kind of this crust on top. And then I've got my asparagus. So I'm going to give this a try. It looks like my fish is cooked perfectly. Ooh, it's really hot. It's a lot of mustard. I think I might want to tone down that mustard a little bit, but the flavor is still good. And I almost feel like it needs more salt, but I want to try my asparagus first because I did add quite a bit of salt to that. So if I eat the asparagus with the fish, then maybe that's enough. That's good. But yeah, salty. So I'll probably just eat the 2 of those together. I think this is something I might make again in the future, but just kind of adjust the level of the mustard a little. And I think maybe add more garlic. I think that'll help to balance that mustard a little bit. And maybe a sweetener. Maybe just a little bit of something to add just a little bit of sweetness to it. But I'm not sure because it's fish. So I'm not totally sold on that idea, but I think maybe a little bit of garlic and then like if I were eating it by itself, a little bit more salt. So I had my fish and my asparagus, and I'm still short on protein, fat, and sodium for the day. So I'm going to start with my protein, just because I kind of feel like I just can't take any more fat in right now or salt. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of time before I add more of that. So for my protein, I am eating another of my Okios triple zero yogurts. Now this is blueberry, so I haven't left a review on this one yet. This one I think is my favorite of all of the triple zero ones. My favorite of the Okios is the Pro Vanilla. It has the best flavor, I think. But for the triple zero, the blueberry I think is the best. It's not a really strong blueberry flavor, which is just fine. But I don't have any of that like fake mouth feel that I get with so many yogurts. I don't have that with this, which I get it with every other of the triple zeros. I don't get it with the Pro, but I get it with all the triple zeros except for this one. So I highly recommend the blueberry. It is 8 o'clock and I am ready to finish eating. So I'm going to have 3 cups of popcorn, just microwave popcorn, but I need to add a tablespoon of melted butter to this and an eighth of a teaspoon of salt in order to get my fat and my salt up to where it needs to be for the day. So I'm going to go eat this. Let's take a look at how my day turned out. So my calories are a little higher today, which was, kind of on purpose. But they're not like way out of, proportion. It's actually a healthy amount of calories for me to have. So it's not a problem at all. My protein is 136, so that's right where I want it to be. My net carbs are a little higher than I normally want them. It's because of the popcorn, but I needed to get in that fat and that salt. So that's just a fine trade-off. I'm still under 50 grams of net carbs, so not a problem. My fat, I got up to 87, so that's great. I wanted to be between 85 and 100, so I made it. And then my sodium is right around that 4,000 mark, which is what I wanted for my day today. So I had a pretty good day today. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.